you know, just dive on the freaking thing.
Yeah.
Like, just dive on the puck. Dive on the rebound. Oh, man. Like, I'm over moral victories. Okay? Like, I get battling back and getting a point and going to overtime is great. But, you know, realistically, when it's 2-2 and you're dominating, try and get ahead. Like, the Canucks never led in this game. Except until, or did they ever lead? They led, no. They were always behind or tied, right? So, oh, man. I mean, good on them for stealing a point from the Avalanche, because they really did steal that point from the best team in the league.
I mean, let's be honest here. The Colorado Avalanche were handed that power play, right? So,
absolutely.
Eric Hunter donating $10 to say, we got a point. So, yes, thank you for the $10 dono. We appreciate that. But that's the one thing, is this game was affected by that terrible call, which was clearly a dive. The dude jumped and then suddenly.
Well, they both stumbled, right? They both just toe picked, basically. They both toe picked at the same time. And Vilander actually made a really nice play to avoid him and make a play on the puck with his glove. Like, that was a really smart play. I thought Vilander had an incredible game tonight. There was a couple of plays where you can see how he is able to take the body without taking a holding penalty and pin guys on the boards and keep them to the outside. Like, he has all the makings of a future shutdown defenseman, right? Like, similar to Chris Tanev, only he doesn't get blown up once a game like Tanev does. So, you know, maybe his durability and longevity is going to be better. But, like, you see all the makings of that type of player, but he has that much more offensive upside than a Chris Tanev. And so I really like what I'm seeing out of the kid, which is great. But again, you know, not enough high quality chances in 33 shots. They took advantage of the chances they got. Good on them for tying it up with that power play late, but I'm concerned at the fact that you know, it took that to get it right.
I think,
I don't know.
Honestly, Dusty,
I think a hard time like analyzing these games, right? Because there's a lot of good that did happen.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the first times where me and you are I am a completely different page to you. 100%. That is the best team in the entire league, and they are shit stomping people. And the Vancouver Canucks went punch for punch with the best team in the entire NHL. And if it weren't for a terrible call that should have been called as a dive, the Canucks probably walk away with a win, because that not only did that give Colorado the lead, but it also swung the momentum in that game from that point on until the Canucks got their power play later on, right? So I think like 99% of the time, me and you are on the same page. I am happy with the point. And the other thing I want to point out is how many times did we say last year, holy cow, hashtag at least we got a point. This is the first time this whole season the Canucks made it to overtime and didn't get 2 points too.
That's true. Yes. It's been a while since they've lost in extras, and they do usually make a point of trying to control play, and they did lose control off the first face-off, so that did change a bit of their game plan. And I do agree, like, it is great that they did play very well against the Avalanche, but then you're gonna have all those naysayers out there that said, well, the Avalanche were on a back-to-back, and it's like, well, yes, so were the Canucks, and they were playing their backup back-to-back, and there's just so much stuff that's like, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. And the Canucks are trending in the right direction. You know, it's just like Evander Kane, right? He took the one penalty there where Drew O'Connor got the shorthanded goal. You just can't take offensive zone penalties. Like, it's lucky that they didn't score on that power play, right? Because then it's 4-2 and the game's out of reach anyways.
Does it make you feel better that
or it changes things, right?
Does it make you feel better that
absolutely incredible? Holy Eric, I just saw it. I saw the pink out of the corner of my eye. That's incredible. Thank you, Eric.
You are best to talk down Mount Vesuvius over
the man. You know, he did warn us. I hesitate to think what the dono would have been had the Canucks pulled off this win, because he did threaten earlier in chat. So single-handedly sending Dobby to college, hey?
Yep.
I mean, pretty soon he's going to be paying for Nuggles college education too. My goodness. Absolutely one of the most generous people we know here in the Nothing is Perfect chat, and always appreciate it, Eric.
So what does it tell you that Drew O'Connor scored in back-to-back games now? That mean he's finally
that we are trending in the right direction, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going well. It's just, again, like a bad timed penalty, right? Like, had we not scored that shorthanded goal, things look very different after that penalty that Evander Kane takes, right? And that was a legitimate penalty.
Yep.
He just can't be taking those at that time of the game. The next one, yeah, bad call. And that's the one, of course, they score on, right?
Yep.
And that usually is the case. And then Landeskog takes a horrible penalty too on his side of things, and they call that, right? And it probably was a little bit of a soft call, right? He gave a little shove, and it, a bit of an even up for the dive, right? So I'm still like, okay, at the end of the day, the refs did, give us 5 power plays tonight and gave Colorado 3. So it's not like Colorado had this wealth of bad calls going their way or anything like that, or it was lopsided. The Canucks had plenty of chances on the power play. They just didn't capitalize until that last one. They got progressively more threatening with each power play, and it's great to see them break through and get a power play goal. Tons of positives. But at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. They did lose in overtime. Mm-hmm. They did have opportunities to put this game out of reach in regulation. They just are lacking that. Like, there's a few other people that need to start hitting the score sheet on a regular basis, and we're not seeing them. And it's always falls to Pettersson isn't scoring. Well, at least we saw him shooting lots tonight and making that attempt to try and get his confidence back in that avenue, because he really is trying everything else to impress the fans and show that he cares and and wants to be part of the solution. Like, he's doing everything he can, but I've harped on it plenty of times. He can't do it alone, and we need the top 6 to come along with him. Great play by Besser and DeBrusk on the power play, but we need to see that sort of stuff 5-on-5, which is when the majority of the game is played. And we're just not seeing enough results 5-on-5. I'm not seeing enough results, Dustin, 5-on-5.
I'm shocked. Like, I feel like we watched 2 completely different games. Like, I'm totally blown.
No,
this is the first time where we've had a post-game show, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
No, like
Pettersson had 4 shots tonight too. He led the team in shots tonight.
No, I know. That's what I mean. That's a good thing. Right? There's a lot. I'm talking about positive things. It's just frustrating because there's still no one to help him.
But let's frame it this way too, because a lot of people would look at the win last night and they're like, oh, well, they beat Columbus, and Columbus is ass, right? And that's fair enough, right? Columbus hasn't been great, and the Canucks should have won that game. But then back-to-back nights, both teams are on a back-to-back, but Colorado won 9-1 last night at Edmonton. They put them, and they had a disallowed goal too, so it should have been 10-1 because it was an inch offside. And then the Canucks come into this game, and they go 5-4 with the best team in the whole league. You got Linus Karlsson scoring his first goal of the year. You got Kiefer Sherwood scoring his 10th goal of the year. You got Drew O'Connor scoring back-to-back games, and you got Jake DeBrusk scoring back-to-back games. So for me, this is the process of now we are slowly getting a bit healthier, and I think we're starting to see more chemistry as well. And so for me, I'm taking, I know you're sick of moral victories, but this is a different one than what we've seen before. A moral victory before was like, oh, at least we were close. This one's a moral victory. 1, they got a point, and 2 is against a team that is fully healthy. They aren't missing anyone. They have their full cup contender lineup out here tonight. And the Vancouver Canucks went all the way to 3-on-3 overtime to get still a point and move up the standings a little bit. We moved past Edmonton tonight, and I'll take that as a win as well.
For sure. And like I said, everything is trending in the right direction. Talk to me next game against Winnipeg when both teams are rested.
Dustin, right? For damn sure that we have no idea what team's going to show up against Winnipeg. You know that. You can't put that on me.
If this is such a good game and a building block, then this team should be able to put up the same type of effort against Winnipeg, right?
This is the first time where I think in the last couple of weeks where I'm like, I think that you're going to see the same effort against the Winnipeg Jets as you saw tonight against the Colorado Avalanche.
And I hope that's the case, right? Like that's what should happen given the trends that we are seeing. What I'm saying is they got to clean up the mistakes because they got lucky tonight to get a point. Right? Like that's all I'm saying is they got lucky. They played their ass off, but they still had to get a power play goal very late in this game to tie it up, right? It's not like it was an easy point to get.
Would you
They
expect
had to work really damn hard for it. Right? So
would you
I
expect
get
it to
what
be an
you're
easy
saying.
point?
Pardon?
Would you expect it to be an easy point?
No points in the NHL are easy.
And I think that's
But
probably
what I'm
where
saying is there's just the fact that you know, if Drew, I'm stuck on Drew O'Connor and Kane, that Kane penalty, right? Like that's a turning point. Drew O'Connor getting that shorthanded goal is incredible, and it changes everything, right? But if he doesn't score there, we're not talking about the Canucks getting a point here, right? If Colorado scores on that power play and it's 4-2, Canucks aren't getting two goals late in the third period against Colorado. Not 5-on-5, right? Not the way they've been playing 5-on-5. And that's all I'm trying to say is like a ton of great stuff. Absolutely. Yes. Great that DeBrusk's scoring. I hear everything you're saying. I just need to see it next game and it to build, right? Like they keep building. Last night, great stuff. They got the victory that they should get. Tonight, worked really hard to get a point back against the number one team in the league. Incredible stuff. Keep it going. Next game, come out. Don't give up 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the period. Right? Like we can't forget that they started this game pretty bad.
Yep.
And they had to battle back. It's not like that's what I'm saying. It wasn't an easy point to get. They put themselves behind the 8 ball a little bit. But it was great to see them fight and to see some chemistry starting to happen. But it needs to be more consistent at 5-on-5 and less on special teams. And hopefully next game, we see more of what we saw in the second and third period, right? Like the shots started to get more dangerous. They started to get more high danger chances. Those chances are going to start finding the back of the net. It's all good stuff pointing in the right direction. I have good feelings about this run. I have a lot better feelings about this stretch of games than I did 2 games ago, right? So that's a good thing. I'm just cautiously optimistic about what is happening because we've seen the 500 hockey for a bit now, right? Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I need to see it for a couple more games.
Let's go back to Evander Kane because I do want to point out, and I am just as frustrated as you with the offensive zone penalty. He put his stick into a guy's skates and took him down, and whether or not it was a dive or not, or whatever you want to call it, he put his stick in his skates, and the refs are going to call that. Evander Kane in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, I'll bring it up so everyone can see it, and for you too. Outside of the game where he took 12 penalty minutes against Minnesota, he's only taken 2 minor penalties in the last 7 games. Right? So this is only his third minor penalty in the last 7 games.
Yeah.
So for me too, I'm taking that as progress because as we know, Evander Kane to start the year, it was every fucking game he took a penalty in the offensive zone and it was driving me nuts. So for Evander Kane, moving in the right direction, right? Drew O'Connor moving in the right direction, taking advantage of a terrible pass around the boards that flipped on. And it was a good roll for the Canucks. Puck was on end, rolling down. He skates onto it. And I mean, same thing too. The one thing I will say, the Canucks were probably a little lucky that they saw a guy who's only playing his second goal of the year because he looked sketchy in there a lot of time. Blackwood is usually a Canucks killer. Tonight he was looking a bit rough. Brandon Assel's in chat again saying that was a fun game. Love how much Foot played the Abbey line late in that game. They were buzzing. Do you agree with Brandon Assel? You love seeing all those Abbey line buzzing shifts?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Carlson was feeling it tonight after getting his first goal, and that line's so fast. They were pushing Colorado back on their heels all night. They were probably one of the stronger lines 5-on-5 with some consistent ozone time from this game. And other than like the Pedersen guys, they were really pushing the play back too, 5-on-5. But some good stuff off the rush from Ratu and company. But yeah, like again, the Abbey line really grows each game, starting to feel more and more comfortable at the NHL level, and I think that could be the start of maybe the floodgates opening a little bit for Carlson, feeling better in front of the net. Sasson, oh man, that's still hard to change because he just decided that it's going to be Sasson now. His speed is great, and his puck control. Poor guy just can't seem to. He gets tossed out of so many faceoffs, and he just looks baffled because I don't think he even knows what he's doing to get tossed out of them sometimes. So maybe some review on that with him. I saw Ratu working with Reichel in practice on some faceoffs, so that's good. Nice to see them winning in that category for a change. That's always a good thing. And you love to see the young guys growing. So I hope that they start to continue to trust them more later in games and continue to utilize their speed, because they all are. I mean, Bane's playing a little better, a little more consistent. He also was taking a lot of unnecessary penalties, kind of like Kane. But now both of them are moving their feet more, which allows them to use their bodies and their size, which is one of their assets, to separate guys from the puck and create a little more of a intense forecheck. And I think that's kind of what we saw tonight from Baines and the Abbotsford line, is they were forechecking hard. They were also taking advantage of Brent Burns out there, who they were basically skating circles around, which was nice.
Kevin Langdon playing his back-to-back nights, which is no easy task. Though what I will say is, while he was doing a very good job of stopping the first shot, he was definitely had an eject button on his blocker and glove for the rebounds, and that's what ended up ending the Canucks in the overtime period. Do you attribute that to Kevin Langdon in general? Is that what you've been seeing, or is that the result of playing back-to-back nights?
Well, I think it's a bit of the mechanics that separate Kevin Lankinen from being a full-time starter in this league, right? He has the ability to have very good games. A lot of times, sometimes it's how the team plays in front of him as well. They're able to bail him out a little more with better defense. Eric,
I know,
take it easy out there, partner. Holy moly.
How many drinks do you have tonight, Eric?
I'm like in the middle of talking and I just see pink pop up and just absolute gem. We appreciate the support as always.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? We were talking about Lankinen.
Yeah.
I think it's partly might have been a bit of fatigue at that moment. Maybe I know the Canucks have this new mentality of keeping the play going in overtime. And I think there was a handcuff moment there where his instinct was, I want to cover this. The coaches have told me to keep the play going. Not the time to keep the play going. So he should have just dove on that one instead of kind of swiping at it. And it just looked like one of those moments that probably the mental fatigue from playing back to back. The early part of this game was not too difficult for him. It was the third period that really started. You could see him kind of getting tired, especially in that last minute when he was just kind of staying on his feet and deflecting pucks to the corners. He didn't really want to go down into his butterfly because it looked like he was starting to get tired. And in overtime, unfortunately, it's just those little mistakes, right? Those high-end teams like the Colorado Avalanche are going to make you pay for any little mistake, and you can't take them at those moments. But, we got a point. That's good. We stay ahead of those Edmonton Oilers, which is, always fantastic. But we still have a very tough 5 games coming up to end this month of November. So moving forward, lots of good stuff from that. But like Connor Garland said last night, even after their victory, there's still a lot to work on. As long as they continue trending in this direction, I'm really happy with what I saw tonight. right? It is definitely the best game we've seen them play in weeks. And it's a better game than last night. And I just want to see it continue. And I want to see them clean up those little mistakes at those crucial moments, right? There's times in games where you can make a mistake, right? Like if you're up a couple goals and you accidentally trip a guy because you're pressing more offensively to push for a third goal, or you have, a bit of caution because it's a less skilled team or whatever, right? Like they don't have a power play that's clicking and that's going to make you pay. Those games don't hurt you as badly, but against Colorado, the second that you're a man down, you obviously are holding your breath, right? Because the weapons they have are unreal, and they're all clicking right now, and they're going, like you said, they're healthy and they're kind of all working on all cylinders. We've seen some of the goals and highlights that Nietzsche has scored this year. A couple of the goals McKinnon scored last night were unreal. Even the two he scored tonight in the first period were very, very nice goals with really good shots. So, that's the goal, right? We want the Canucks to look like that. And until we start looking like that on a nightly basis, the moral victories are great, but points are what are going to get us in the playoffs. So we need to keep growing. And as the injuries get better, as long as this is the system we're playing and we're starting to, find where we need to be more comfortably and getting more shots through, like tonight, more high danger shots, not so much from the outside, more. We got way more shots from the middle, which is really tough to do against the Avalanche. So there again is another, positive from this game to pull, and, just keep it going against the Jets, who are probably going to be a little sour after losing 4-1 to the Anaheim Ducks tonight.
Yeah, Brent asked if Eric is Elon Musk. He might well be. And if you are in fact Elon Musk, can you please reinstate Eddie Black's Twitter account? We got him on Instagram now, but it is what it is. But the funny thing is, Dustin, is the only thing that wasn't going for Colorado heading into this game was their power play. Coming into this game, their power play was only at 16%. They were in the bottom, 5 teams in the entire league on the power play. But the Canucks, I think that is a bigger indictment of the Canucks penalty kill, because that is still one of the very last pieces that I'm still not happy about, because the Canucks penalty kill has been terrible. And that play I keep on talking about, teams are doing the same thing. They work it right down to the goal line and they work it right up into the very tight slot. And the Canucks are not able to ever stop that from happening. And it's driving me nuts. Is that the result of Bluger and Forbort being out, or what do the Canucks need to do to improve on the penalty kill?
Well, I kind of talked about this, right? Like Kevin Dean's supposed to be this penalty kill expert. And so far, with the injuries, you would think he has enough tools to utilize defensive players to play a system. And if Forbort and Bluger are that good at the penalty kill, then he should be sitting down everyone else that plays on the penalty kill and watching video of Bluger and Forbort and what they're doing and just being like, do this. When the forward has cycles with the defenseman, don't drop off and follow the puck. Stay with your guy and stay in your box. And that's something that I talked about Abbotsford does incredibly well, right? Like on their penalty kill, even with their injury-riddled team right now, they still do an incredible job of shifting from box to diamond, from back to a box. And the way they cover for each other is absolutely unreal. And I just don't understand why the Canucks get chasing so badly, especially our forwards. And then they don't know when to swap off with the defenseman, and no one really communicates. Like no one says, "Hey, back." Like on the first one, on McKinnon's first power play goal, when Ratu peels off him, he needs to say 29 is behind me to Hronik, or let him know that he's peeled off him, right? Because that back door is wide open. If Ratu just communicates that to Hronik, he can turn around and maybe block that play from happening. But it just looked like there was no real communication or pass off, and Ratu was kind of trying to cover two forwards and also, not two forwards, a forward in Makar, which is basically like trying to cover another forward, and not really knowing his spot. And then Hronek just kind of planted in front of the net, trying to be net front and let McKinnon just be wide open behind him. So, and that happened a couple of times. Like you say, they just can't seem to cut that off, and they get collapsed in on. And I'm not sure why two guys are so crucial to it when we have, a bunch of other guys that are perfectly capable of learning how to play a system. So I don't know. I think at this point it's a little bit about coaching, because those guys have been out long enough. You'd think that the penalty kill would find some sort of rhythm or chemistry, and they just haven't, right? Like they just have not improved. They continue to give up power play goals. And Bluger and Forbert are obviously terribly missed.
Well, I was just showing while you were chatting about it, I was showing the edge goal visualizer of that play. And the other part that I wanted to point out, and on that specific play, Kiefer Sherwood's going to want that back because he had a chance to get that puck out he had possession of the puck and he gave it right back to Makar. And this is the exact moment where that happened. So that is a moment where two mistakes on that play. Like you said, Ratu leaves McKinnon. Hronek is looking at Natchez down low, but Sherwood right here at the top, right at the blue line, had a chance to get it out. And a lot of the time, for whatever reason, when you fail to get the puck out, that's where it ends up going down low. And that's where Ratu ends up in no man's land, and McKinnon skates by him and jams it in the back of the net, right? So
Yep.
two mistakes on that
And then
play, and it ends up in the back.
Yeah,
of
and
the
if
net.
you kind of look at the first goal too, Hronek gets, puck focused. And so the first two goals, Hronek just, puck watching instead of playing his position or looking for an open man. Just kind of looking the wrong way. And you see Evander Kane there too. He's like, oh, I'm going to try and check Cale Makar at the end of my shift. Oh, no, I'm just going to give up. He's too fast. He should have just got off the ice, followed Connor Garland off the ice, let some fresh legs get out there. But alas, it is what it is. We got our point, and there's just some things we need to clean up, right? Like, can't be getting behind 0-2 in the beginning of the game, but great that we got out of this with 1 point, because those points could be crucial towards the end of the season. And could make a difference. Obviously, we're going to talk Tuesday night about the different system that the PWHL uses and how it could be, game changing in the NHL for the way that people push for regulation wins, and also even pushing for that extra win in overtime, rather than letting it go to a shootout or end in a tie even.
Yeah. I got the Pacific Division standings. They're wild right now. The Ducks are clear winners right now, 23 points on top, right? But then you got the Vegas Golden Knights and Seattle Kraken at 18 points, along with Los Angeles. And then San Jose and Vancouver both have 17 points. So we're talking from second all the way down to seventh, where the Oilers are sitting. There is only 2 points separating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in this division right now. And that's why we're going to talk about this column right here, these OT losses, because that's wild. The Canucks only have one overtime loss. Everyone else except for Anaheim have more overtime losses. So they're picking up points there. So that's why we'll talk about what the PWHL is doing. The other one I'd love to see is the jailbreak rule, where if you score shorthanded, Drew O'Connor scores shorthanded tonight, suddenly the man's out of the box and they don't have to kill off the rest of that power play. So that would be something I would love to see as well.
Oh, yeah. I love that rule. Man, that'd be so much fun in the NHL.
Yeah, because Sarah Nurse was on with Canucks Conversation. I watched the interview, and she said the rule that the players love is the jailbreak rule. Like, that is the one that gets everyone up on the bench, all the crowd going wild, because not only do you score, you're also getting rid of the power play, which is a fantastic rule. So maybe someday when the NHL's ratings have fallen and everyone starts following them instead, the Canucks and the NHL will get up to snuff and start doing the jailbreak rule.
Well, it just makes you that much more aggressive on the penalty kill, right? Like, you start seeing more and more shorthanded goals, a lot more aggressive attack when you're down a person, because if you can get that person back and get a goal on the board, I mean, that's demoralizing to the opposing team. So, yeah, that rule is so cool to me, and there's a couple of them that I really think the NHL could benefit from looking into.
This might be the worst 3 stars of the night that Shorty's done so far, unless somebody else did it. But this 3 stars, Dustin, what do you think the 3 stars of the night were? I mean, one's obvious.
I mean, Nathan McKinnon was all over the ice tonight, right? Like, what did he have? 5 points, 4 points,
5 points,
5
5
points,
goals,
5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists in on the game winner. I mean, the guy's unreal. Second star is a mystery. I'd probably give it to. And Cale Makar had a couple assists tonight too. And then third star, maybe I give to Jake DeBrusk. He had a pretty good game. Got a power play goal to tie it up at the end there.
Nathan McKinnon, I say, should have been first, second, and third star. But he does take
Well,
first
yeah,
star.
fair enough.
Quinn Hughes gets the second star with 1 assist, which I don't understand. And then
Okay.
Lehkonen with 2 goals is the third star, which I agree. If you had 2 goals in this game, that does make sense. But Quinn Hughes is the second star. I'm confused, but I know he did have a good game and he did drive the play, and he's starting to look more like Quinn Hughes dancing on the blue line. But I don't know if that's enough for me to make him the second star of this game.
Those look like a Ferraro 3 stars to me, not a Shorty 3 stars. I'm just gonna say it. I think Razor picked those ones tonight.
I think maybe the difficult part was the fact that we're looking at the scoreboard or the box score. Besser, O'Connor, Sherwood, DeBrusk, Kane, Carlson all had 1 point. And on defense, you had Hronek, Hughes, both with 1 point. So very spread out in the scoring. So maybe it was difficult for them to decide which Canuck to put in there. But honestly, and again, talking about being on the line changes post-game show yesterday, like Petey was all over the place. Great in the face-off dot tonight, blocking shots, most shots in the game. Petey doesn't even end up with a point, but I almost think it would be a situation where I'd be comfortable with giving Petey the first star of the game, or sorry, the second or third star of the game, even though he didn't have any points.
Yeah, for sure too. And I mean, Kiefer Sherwood, a goal, and he was +3 tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Like Quinn was a -1. I think he was out there for 3 goals. So I don't fully understand that one either. But I mean, nothing, as you know, is ever going to beat the star snub that one Braden Coots felt last night in Seattle. Did you tell chat about that one?
I didn't tell chat.
Because I mean, my goodness, that is the first time I've ever seen somebody get 2 goals and 4 assists and be the third star in a 7-goal game, and you're in on 6 of the goals and you are third star. I don't know who the first and second star were, but Braden Coots with 2 goals and 4 assists last night and brings home third star for the Seattle Thunderbirds.
6 points in a 7-goal game, and he gets third star. That's it. And that's the Vancouver Giants being a bunch of homers, right? Like, yeah. So yeah, but I'm not a big fan of the Giants, so we all know that after the fiasco with McSorley last year. So they're dead to me now.
Yep. Thunderbirds all the way.
Yep. So we got the Winnipeg Jets versus the Canucks on Tuesday. Same night, we'll also have the Abbey Canucks playing, and then the Abbey Canucks play on Wednesday. So we'll keep you guys up to date on what's happening with the Abbey Canucks on Tuesday night when the Canucks are playing against the Winnipeg Jets. And then we'll update you on the Abbey Canucks game as well when we go live for the Vancouver Canucks game, which is a 2-day gap again, like we talked about last game. The 2-day gap the Canucks get, and then they play against Kane Surge and the Hurricanes on Friday night. It's going to be a 4:00 start, so an early one Friday night. Be early enough that we can go out drinking after the game is over. So another busy week for Canucks. I believe the Abbey Canucks play 4 games next week, which is pretty wild too, which you don't really see a lot in the AHL, but with the midweek games, that's what ends up happening. I'll bring that up for you guys too here. So we got the San Jose Barracuda on Tuesday, Wednesday, And then we are off to California to play San Diego Gulls. And then we play against Coachella Valley Firebirds on Sunday. So it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So the Abbey Canucks looking to get off the schneid after losing now 10 games in a row, despite the fact that one was in a shootout. Hashtag at least they got a point. Is that crazy for Colorado? They got the best team in the AHL and the best team in the NHL right now. So that is a scary franchise to go up against.
Yes, they have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the development department. And yeah, it's pretty impressive. If you want to see how to restock your cupboard, look no further than what the Colorado Avalanche do and have done for a very long time. I mean, there's not a lot of years where we've talked about how bad the Avalanche are. The couple years that they were not great, they took advantage of high draft picks and got two guys in Nate McKinnon and Cale Makar and built around them, and look where they are now. So it can be done with the right management and right vision. You never know. But we'll also see who gets healthy tomorrow. We'll probably see some injury updates, and then Tuesday morning we'll see who's dressed for game day skate. I think Bluger still needs to participate in a full practice. Now that he's had the non-contact one, the next step, I think, for him to get back into full game time is a full practice. So hopefully we see that maybe tomorrow. He gets a full skate and then a full game day skate in a full contact fashion, and then maybe he's ready to go Tuesday night, because you're definitely going to want him back against the centers that Winnipeg have, because you're going to need to control the puck against them. They're fast, and that top line will attack quickly. We've seen what Kyle Connor can do. We all know Mark Scheifele's just kind of a dog that hangs around and is kind of a pain in the neck, and also they have Connor Hellebuck. So, depending on Demko's health and that sort of stuff, and his performance, Hellebuck should be one of the starters or considered one of the starters for the U.S. Olympic team. So it'd be interesting to see if Demko's back playing Tuesday night, because I'm sure he's going to want to win that game, going toe to toe with Hellebuck to kind of showcase himself for the Olympic Games. I know it means a lot to him. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I haven't done the stats that you want, but you don't really need for Winnipeg yet. But I can tell you off the top of my head, the Canucks should be scared. They don't have Hoglander. Hoglander is the leading scorer against the Jets, so he is not going to be a weapon they can use. But in historical terms, the Jets have absolutely dominated the Canucks. So I think, out of the gauntlet that we have for the Canucks coming up, this game actually might be the hardest one for the Canucks, because the Canucks have played Colorado well. They've played Carolina pretty well, the Lightning and the Panthers and the Dallas Stars. So out of all these teams, despite the fact that, yes, it is a gauntlet, the Canucks have the hardest time with the Winnipeg Jets. So if the Canucks can come out of that game with a win, that's a good sign for the rest of this, despite the fact, Florida's not playing great right now. Tampa's kind of up and down. So we'll have to wait and see how we go, because that'll bring us right to the game against Calgary on the 23rd, and we're getting into the end of November, and suddenly we're looking towards December. So, Dustin, anything you want to say to chat before I let you go?
Oh, chat, thank you for all your questions and your support, Eric. There's nothing really to say other than thank you. You're a maniac. The mods out there, thank you. I don't think we thank you guys often enough for being here. And appreciate everyone. Hope you enjoy the start of your week. Obviously, Tuesday is Remembrance Day here in Canada, so wear those poppies. I have my good one somewhere. I think it's on my winter coat. So make sure you show your support for those who fought for the freedoms that we enjoy every day. And we will see everyone Tuesday night against the Jets.
Dustin, enjoy your Monday off, and we'll chat again on Tuesday, my dude.
Absolutely.
Nothing is perfect.